You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to review another episode of Gotham. And just so you guys know, if you would bear with me, I'm still recovering from the flu, so I may sound a little bit different than I normally do. This episode, I wasn't too crazy about it. I think the only thing I really liked about this episode was showing Oswald Cobblepot's rise, or slow rise, into the world of crime. I mean, he's always been in the world of crime, but considering people think he's dead and he's just come back to Gotham, and now he's starting to kind of, work his way back into the organized crime business, but doing it more connivingly, I should say, and being a little bit more well-seasoned and well-schooled after what he experienced before. But it was cool. And I can't say that the whole thing that happened at the restaurant really it didn't surprise me that he was involved. So, the episode for me, it just wasn't that great. There was just some things that I was like, what the hell's going on here? Like, first thing is, like, I like Jada Pinkett Smith as Fish. And, when she's using, when she's in her club and she's doing the audition and she's auditioning for a singer slash, I guess, assassin or thug, she's looking for someone who can do some damage. That whole thing from the time she started the audition and then the two girls and then to the part where they start fighting, that just, I don't know, that just for me was like kind of ridiculous. First of all, neither one of them did a really good job of seducing her, in my opinion. So that right there, the fact that they even had an opportunity to get the job was a little ridiculous. Then the little fight off at the end. I mean, what are we taking pages from Nolan now? Is this how it goes? So now we got to fight for jobs. I mean, look, I love a good cat fight. Don't get me wrong, but it was kind of just, I don't know. It didn't work for me. That was not cool. It just wasn't, it wasn't good. In my opinion, this wasn't good. I just didn't like that. In terms of the rest of the episode, I mean, look, a lot of these characters, a lot of these actors, they're not the issue with the show. I feel like at this point now that the show is kind of rushing to get to somewhere that they're not ready for. I really feel like every time, especially with the last episode and this episode, I really feel like they're rushing this towards Batman. Right? But there's no Batman in sight because the kid's 13 years old. The only thing I can get out of this at this point right now, and this is supposed to be a full 22 episodes this season now, is that they're going to skip time between seasons, or at some point in the season, you're going to see a year or two or three go by. Because, look, already they're talking about this war. Arkham is in the picture now, and one side of it's going to be a waste dump, the other side of it's going to be I mean, it's just, there's so much happening so fast now. Like even the Penguin looks like he's only a couple of steps away from getting into some serious power. Again, Jim Gordon, and I called this last week. Okay, I said that if Jim didn't start telling Barbara about what's going on and what he knows before she starts hearing it through the grapevine, it's going to cost their relationship. And what happens this week? Granted, she told him, and that's another thing I mentioned in my last review, was that they both kind of he needs to do it more, but she needs to kind of tell her end of the story too. But she told her end of the story. She said her history, but he's still not opening up his mouth. And, while it's work, and on one hand, I do feel that she should respect the fact that this is his work and that he's probably not telling her to protect her. On the other hand, look, if they're going to get married and you already got people talking shit about you to your future wife, you better clear the air so she doesn't question anything. So there's that. So we don't know where that's going to go. We don't know if that's something they're going to work out or if it's officially ended. I couldn't tell what happened there. When she walked out, it looks like it's officially over. But I mean, is it officially over just like that? So, again, Bullock and Den, Den. I say Den because I know Bullock's first name is Harvey. Bullock and Gordon, that whole, again, that's something about the show that I do like. I do like Fish. I do like Cobblepot. I even like the little kid as Bruce Wayne, but he's not striking me as a kid. You know, doing self-harm to himself, like the fire and the nightmares, that's all fine and well. That's normal. He's gone through a traumatic experience. But what the hell is a 13-year-old kid doing studying files? Doesn't this kid go to school? You know what I mean? Isn't Alfred supposed to be his guide? Isn't he supposed to, you know, I know that you're his servant, but if your job is to protect this kid after your superiors have passed on and that's what they left you is to watch over you got to step your game up and say, hey, look, kid, I know I'm your butler, but your ass needs to be in bed by 9. You got to be up at 6, grab your lunch and go to school. Why is this kid playing like, you know, why is he playing investigator at 13, 14 years old? You know, like it was okay the first time I saw it. Second time I saw it, but now it's every week. And it's like, all right, he's basically being Batman without the cape, without the cowl, and he's underage. He's doing all these investigations. And not that he's going out there and doing anything, but what's the point of it if it's not going to lead to anything? Like, why is he studying all these files if he's not going to follow up? You know, I mean, if Arkham is something that belonged to his parents, then why isn't he involved in anything in terms of, I mean, I know he's underage, but isn't it still his parents? I mean, did I miss something here? If it's still his parents' property, if it still belongs to the Waynes, he's a Wayne. It belongs to him. If anything, they can't do shit on that property until he's of age. I mean, maybe I miss it. Maybe it's something that the Waynes gave to the city. And if that's the case, then all right, fine. Then the city has control over that. But if they have control over it, then why is he obsessing about it if it's not the Wayne's property? And you understand what I'm getting at? So either way, whether it belongs to the Wayne Foundation, whether it belongs to the family, then Bruce Wayne should have some say in it when he's of age. But if it's something the family gave to the city, then the city owns it. They have a right to do whatever they want with it. So why would he be obsessing over it if it was never theirs in the first place? So, I mean, that's where, and, I've really enjoyed the show up until this episode. This episode, because, and the whole Hitman thing, that's fine. That I didn't have a problem with that either. That was okay. I thought it was pretty cool, pretty nifty little weapon he had and stuff like that. Jim and Harvey doing their thing. That's fine. We already know that's standard now. Oswald Cobblepot's little trip to getting into organized crime and being a bigger person. That's fine. That's cool. But all these other little things, Fish auditioning for a singer/hit girl. I mean, is this really? And then she picks 2 people who suck at seduction, and neither one of them looked like they could fight. And then she chooses one of those, like that's it. Out of all the people in Gotham, that's the best they got to offer. And then her, of all people, who is herself vicious and vile, clever, you tell me she can't spot talent? She needs to spot somebody that's better than her. You know what I mean? So that's that. And then, again, the whole Bruce Wayne thing. It's like, I want to see Bruce Wayne every episode. I do. But I also want to try and see, I want to try and see him at least have a normal life to some extent. Like, I can understand the first, second, maybe, and even the third was a stretch. I can understand his parents died. He wants to get involved. He wants, he feels he's old enough to want revenge. He's old enough to feel how he feels. But goddamn, he still has to live his life. He still has to go to school. How am I going to be convinced with this show that Bruce Wayne becomes the excellently intelligent, super duper investigator, crime fighter, if the motherfucker can't even go to school? Well, I mean, really? I mean, can I just see him get on a bus for 2 minutes? It's like, I just don't get it. It's like, and I'm not saying this is going to break the show. Look, I've seen, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's a prime example of a show that started off horribly and made the right turn. The show can still make the right turn, but after the first 3 episodes, it's, the first one I liked a lot. Second one was good. The third one was, this one just bombed for me. It was like, really? Like, we're still on this whole Bruce Wayne mini Batman? You know, one of your best characters that you've had in the first 3 episodes, you reduce her to auditioning like this fucking American Idol and picking an assassin from 2 women that just don't even know how to fucking seduce. Name me a successful female assassin that doesn't know how to seduce somebody. Really. So, I mean, that's just me. Maybe it's just me. But anyway, that's it for this review, guys. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the Nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit E.T.N's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.